In Britain's hospitals today, there is a major issue which is becoming more and more talked about. It's causing major political debate into the cleanliness of hospitals and putting fear into the public. Hospital-acquired infections, most predominantly MRSA, cost the NHS an estimated £1 billion a year to combat. But what exactly is MRSA? Dr. Afshan Ahmed, a leading vaccine doctor, explains.
MRSA stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So it's a bacteria which has become resistant to an antibiotic called methicillin. Scientifically, the majority of people feel that you get it by contact, by sort of, close contact. So you pick it up from objects or from people, from beds in the hospitals, from door handles, from taps and so on. But there is actually there are a number of scientists who feel that it may actually be airborne. My personal interest was in developing a vaccine against staphylococcal infections because the medical school is associated with the Queen Elizabeth Medical Centre, and within there they have a very big dialysis unit, and a lot of these patients get infected with staphylococci. So it was a sort of good way to go and to try and develop a vaccine to stop these people from getting these infections.
Dr. Ahmed attends the annual MRSA support group meeting. This is where people affected by the bug come to discuss the latest issues concerning MRSA. Ruth Wallacott is a support group member who, like many, has been affected by MRSA.
My interest in MRSA has stemmed from the fact that my son was 19 when he was taken into hospital with a dislocated knee and a severed artery. He had an immediate arterial bypass operation that night, followed 3 weeks later by a successful knee reconstruction. A few days after that, he started to complain of pain and fever. 3 or 4 days later, he came back diagnosed with MRSA, and at that point he was put into isolation. But at the moment, the situation is he's 21. He's been crippled for 2 years as a result of MRSA. He was a keen sportsman before he had the accident. Immediately after the reconstruction, the surgeon said, "This is a good, strong reconstruction. 6 weeks later, you'll be back on your feet." Then MRSA intervened, and the consequence is if this physiotherapy and the next reconstruction is not successful, the situation is he will be crippled for life.
We visited University Hospital Birmingham NHS Trust to hear their side of the debate and to see for ourselves what exactly is being done in terms of MRSA prevention.
There's a lot of publicity about MRSA at the moment, which is a particular bug that's resistant to most common antibiotics. What we're finding now is that a lot of people in the community are carrying that bug, and when they come into hospital they bring it with them. And when people come into hospital they tend to be ill, vulnerable and sick, and also if your immune system is in any way damaged or compromised, then you're much more susceptible to get the infection. We take cleaning and hygiene very seriously, and over the past couple of years we've looked at reprofiling how we do cleaning, new methods of cleaning, we've looked at new cleaning materials, as well as invested in additional cleaners.
After speaking to the Chief Operating Officer, we felt that we needed a cleaner's point of view. Off camera, they were willing to talk, but declined to be filmed on a personal level for fear of losing their jobs. We overcame this with secret filming.
So you're understaffed then?
Oh yeah, compared to when I came. I mean, on an average ward we've got 2 ladies doing 12 hours. 38 bedded ward, 38 to 40 beds. And so we've got 2 ladies who do 12 hours, and it's not 12 hours cleaning either, because we do jobs in the morning when we go up. We've got offices on there that need damp dusting and vacuum. We've got 3 sets of teas, trays from dinner, because we're lucky we've got a kitchen. So in between doing that and trying to do your job, you've got all these little things intersected in. So maybe out of our 12 hours we might get, 7.5.
On our own inspection, cleaning standards seemed poor. But that was only the toilets. The patient clinical areas seemed to follow the same standards, including an extreme build-up of dust, which is believed by experts to be a major contribution to the spread and carry of the MRSA bug. At the MRSA support group meeting, another person affected is co-chairman Tom Snowball.
I've had MRSA and it took £4,000 to get rid of it. 1 month's supply of antibiotics. The public perception of MRSA is not an overnight thing now. It is a serious, serious business, and a lot of people have lost a lot of relatives, friends and loved ones to MRSA, and it's not going to go away overnight. I was in the army as a nurse. You were told, you're doing the annex, you're doing the damp dusting, you're doing the beds, you're sweeping the floor. We didn't have cleaners, and woe betide you if she who has to be a maid came round and found something, your head was on the block.
I mean, I don't
Why
think,
is it not done today?
I don't think nurses should be sweeping and
Why?
hoovering and doing the... No, not
They're not
sweeping and
nurses
hoovering,
today.
no.
I'm sorry, Jean, they are not nurses, they're bits of paper.
The heated debate raised questions on clinical practices within hospitals. We found that the University Hospital Trust is tackling this issue by creating new infection control job roles.
The clinical practice elements are fairly straightforward because it revolves around identifying MRSA and implementing a strategy whereby we eradicate it, and most trusts in the UK follow in various forms the national guidelines on MRSA, which essentially is fairly straightforward. It's screening to see if somebody's carrying it and then starting a decontamination regimen which involves an antibiotic nasal cream and a disinfectant liquid soap. This time of year leading up to an election, we have additional problems within the Infection Control Service because now many politicians are associating dirty hospitals with MRSA and poor control. And although there is a link there, and there's no question there is a link, that link's not that strong. Some of the dirtiest hospitals, by definition in terms of their PEAT audit scores, have got the best infection rate data, so the correlation isn't hard science. But again, what it is public opinion and public confidence in local services.
During this investigation, we felt that the blame for causes of MRSA was constantly being shifted. It seems that more needs to be done on a hands-on level rather than discussion and pointing the finger of blame.